Welcome to the Grizzled Warmaster. Today we look at the Dominion preview from Saturday the 29th. Hey, all right, welcome. For those of you who have not watched all our videos, here's Mike, the other member of the Grizzled Warmaster who does all our like D&D and the Destruction Army. So he's gonna be loving these cruel boys.
Oh, excited about the Cruel Boys. They
They
look
look
awesome.
so freaking cool. They were better than I hoped. When I saw the beast, those little like preview images from the rumor engine, I was like,
Yeah.
well, we're not getting shadow elves. What is this crap?
Yeah, what is this? What's going on?
And I
And
thought it was gonna be more grots.
I was kind of hoping for Grotz, to be honest with you. I'm a big Goblin fan, but and
These are better.
the reason why is I'm not a big Orc fan because they're so cartoony looking, right?
Oh right.
But I really like the look of these Orcs.
These dudes look badass.
Yeah, or Aurochs. Sorry.
Orcs, yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't Lord of the Rings, although during the live stream it was hilarious. Everybody's like, "Hey, Mordor's joined the side of destruction." It's pretty funny.
They do look very much like Lord of the Rings Orcs.
Yeah.
I like the thinner looking. I mean, there's something to be said for the big bulky orc, but I like the fact that we got multiple versions now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, these guys like they kind of put the Savage Boys on the back burner. It's like, are you like going to just retire the Savage Orcs, or are they going to bring them up? You know, with
Yeah,
new sculpts.
the
What's
bone
going to
the
happen?
bone gnawers or whatever they are. So we got like iron. So there's iron
Iron Jaws.
jaws and then bone gnaw or is it bone gnawers or bone something? Whatever it is, savage orcs.
I don't like this. I don't like. I don't like orcs, so
Yeah.
or orcs. I tend to not care about destruction armies. They are pretty boring normally, but
See, and I collect. I'm like a,
you got them all.
yeah. I got it pretty much. I got them all except for like the regular orcs.
Yeah, the Iron Jaws. You don't have any of the or any of the Orc War Clans is the new combined thing, so you don't
Yeah.
have anything from that. But pretty much all the other destruction
Giants,
armies.
goblins, trolls. I got it.
Yeah.
So
Well, cool. Let's jump into the box and see what we got coming here. I
okay.
think you have an image of the box set. This is what comes in the box. Other than miniatures.
Other than miniatures, yeah.
There are a ton of miniatures. Yeah, so you got a special edition rule book. And if they did say this is coming out in June, sometime in June.
Sometime
I
in June.
would suspect the second week of June they will be up for pre-order for the Dominion box. And if this follows what happened with 9th edition 40K, is the box will come out a week before the regular week or two, I don't remember which it was, before the regular edition of the rule book, and then the battle tomes for the two armies in the Dominion box will come out probably at that same time, as well as the additional miniatures they showed off during the preview.
Right. Which we'll take a look at today.
Yeah,
Uh,
and those War Scroll cards will have the allegiance abilities for the two armies, so that you can dive right in if you already own those, or you can build these things super fast, and you want to get a game before everything else comes out. You theoretically can. Oh, there we go. There's the box.
yeah, and these are the miniatures in the box. So there are 60 in this box.
Yeah.
And
21 Stormcast Eternals, 39 Cruel Boys. Obviously, you got to have more Cruel Boys because it's a brand new army.
yeah.
You're not supplementing your forces. You're adding a full new army.
Well, it's like an elite army versus
True, that
a
too.
horde like army. So, but man,
Yeah, I would assume these. And I don't know if we want to talk about the miniatures while they're here in this screen. Oh, look, there's two squads of the what do they call them?
the Hobgrots.
Hobgrots, yeah.
Yeah. There's 20 Hobgrots in this box.
It's cool.
Yeah, so there's like 10 of those guys with spears, 20 Hobgrots, the character, the bolter guys, and the special characters.
And
The
then, yeah.
On the Stormcast side, they got some amazing. Let's take a look at the centerpiece models real quick. Okay, so here is how do you pronounce it? Yndrasta?
Yndrasta, the Spear of Sigmar or something like that. I forget what her
The Huntress.
title is.
She's a monster hunter.
Yeah, the Celestial Spear. And I found it interesting in the live stream. They did say she will be relatively on par with the the Celestin Prime.
Celestin Prime. Okay.
So that's a 300-point model ish. So I'm kind of curious what her abilities will be that put her at that level.
But she is on the cover of the new rule book.
So they want to make her cool, and I mean they've got this whole like, Gur is on the ascent, so they've and they're making monsters a big deal theoretically in 3rd edition. So having a monster hunter is cool.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see what her stats are.
Yeah, one of your most popular videos is how monsters are broken in third, or 2nd edition. So 3rd edition, hopefully.
Yeah, they're almost not worth taking in 2nd edition.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they make it work putting a big dragon on the table or putting a, something other than like the stone horns are pretty good. The undead monsters tend to be relatively good, but a lot of the other people's monsters are just like, you're just paying for a few extra hit points, but don't do a lot.
They don't have the damage output of an equally costed group, unit.
Yeah, a squad of people, and they can't hold objectives like that group could.
Yep.
So we'll see if they all get mightier means rightier or whatever that special rule is for the Gargants.
That's awesome.
Mega Gargants.
So this is the model's amazing. So I mean, I love the scenic base that she's on.
Yeah, it is very cool. I know some people complain about it because they make it's kind of hard to match to the basing for the rest of your army. Yeah. I don't care. I've loved all of the scenic bases that they've come out with. Really.
Yeah.
95% of the time, they knock it out of the park with miniatures in Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
All right.
Now
the next hero. What was that?
I love the fact that you have options. It's a base box set. Usually the miniatures in a box set, you're kind of limited, right? They come like they come. Yeah. A lot of these have options, like this guy with his helmet.
Yeah, I love the helmet. I mean, he looks cool with the helmet off, but that is a cool helmet.
Yeah.
So even if I don't make this model with this, I could make that like a squad leader's helmet. That helmet looks awesome.
It does.
I love it.
I love it when you're so proud of your beard, you put it on your helmet.
Yeah.
This
is a Lord Imperator, a new character type, and they implied that this he's a tactician, so he might have one of those like get your command point abilities, which we'll talk about later. Command points are going to be more prevalent in the game, so I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of those type of models, and models that have those abilities will probably have those abilities increased so that they're more reliable.
Yeah.
Don't know that for sure, and it'll take a while to cycle through books. I don't think they're going to put out a guide right away saying, if you have one of these abilities, increase it by 1 or something.
Right.
Like, they don't tend to do that kind of thing. And he comes with a loyal Griffhound.
Yep.
Which is a cool model for a Griffhound. Some of the Griffhound models are kind of...
I like the new Griffhound models. The new ones they show in this.
Look, even this one is kind of static, but the other ones that we'll get to later...
They look awesome.
Everybody was giving him crap about, kind of giving crap about, he's wearing his mom as a cloak.
Yeah, he's like, hi.
The Griff Charger.
It's Griff Charger.
The skin of a Griff Charger as a cloak.
If I remember,
still.
Yeah, as cool as this miniature is, from what I remember, he doesn't fare too well in the cinematic trailer.
In the cinematic, he does not. Although they did point out that in addition to getting smacked down by the creature riding boss, he gets shot several more times.
Yeah, he goes down hard. He doesn't go down easy, but
I love in the trailer though that they show him walking down the hall again, way older. Like this is not the next time he's incarnated. It's way down the line. He's been incarnated a bunch more times, and he's getting older as he goes.
Yeah.
This is a Knight Arcanum, and again, man, that helmet looks so
It does look
freaking
awesome. Hey, here, the thing is, I like them both. I like. Good thing we're getting two
Oh, yeah.
boxes, so you can make both. But
Correct.
yeah, because I mean, I like the fact with the somebody was talking about calling him a him. This is a female, right? This is a woman.
Yeah.
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 Because I was watching another video, and somebody was like going over the miniatures and they're talking about him, and I'm like,
No, that's her.
Pretty sure that's a her. I mean, if it's a him, he's really attractive. Look at that. No. But that helmet, I agree, that is amazing, especially the way it's painted white like that.
Yeah.
And even though it's not a new kind of miniature, it is a cool looking version.
Now see, for myself, I think I might paint the helmet silver. I think a silver mask like that, a flat silver mask, would look super cool.
Yeah.
But this, like I said, this is a Knight Arcanum, so we already have a Lord Arcanum in the Stormcast. So this is a level down. There's a Knight in Cantor, which is another caster. And the Knight in Cantor, the Lord Arcanum has two cool abilities. One, he can he can stop people from dying by healing them up a point. If there's still damage to go through, that person still dies, but he essentially saves a hit point of damage. That's I think the only thing that he has that the others don't have. Oh, and he makes Sequitur's Battle Line. So I bet this guy loses those two abilities, but still is as good a caster and stuff like that, and has some other unique abilities. But it's cool to think about, like, okay, that guy's got the same name. How's he going to fit or a similar name? How's he going to fit in the hierarchy?
Right.
So that's one of the cool things about it's an established army and you're getting new stuff.
Yeah.
This is a Knight Vexilar, which we already have a banner bearer, but he's got a new standard, the Banner of Apotheosis, which is the Anvil of Apotheosis is what brings the Stormcast back. So that makes me think that this banner is going to give out an aura like that Cycle of the Storm that stops people from dying and heals them a point.
Nice.
Maybe it'll be just a feel no pain aura. Who knows? But this is the coolest version of this banner, guy.
I love the pose. I love the helmet. And I love that sword.
I like this banner better than the totem one that the other guy's carrying.
Yeah.
The other guy's carrying like that, kind of like a oblong, looks like a cartouche-shaped totem. I like this like an actual.
This isn't a banner. This is a banner.
I do wish the banner pole were a little longer, but other than that, it's pretty freaking awesome.
It is pretty cool. You got some good good models here. So some of the troops, those characters are awesome, but some of the troops are, I don't know. For me, some of the Stormcasts before were like, it's got a hammer and a shield and whatnot. Right. But now we got some cool, like, halberders, right?
Yeah, and these are bodyguards. These are Praetors, which some people are complaining, stealing names from 40K. Whatever. They can't. They can't.
Look at that guy.
That pose is sweet.
Yeah.
I love that pose. That's my favorite pose of the guys. They all look freaking cool, but that guy had the coolest pose. Although the guy who looks like he's running forward also looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess actually he doesn't look like he's running forward. Never mind.
He's charging forward, but he's pulling his sword too.
Oh, that's true.
So he's like holding his halberd, but he's pulling his sword.
Nice.
So
so the Praetors are bodyguards, so they will have some sort of, and they're soul bonded to the hero they protect, which makes me wonder two things. Do they have the mechanic where they hand off wounds for heroes nearby? And two, does that being soul bonded restrict you to you buy them for a specific hero? Which would be disappointing if you had to do that, but interesting at the same time.
Yeah.
You put this guy like, the Lord Arcanum's the center of my army. I need him for these things, so I give him a bodyguard or something.
Who's this guy look like? He looks like the guy from Stargate. What's a?
Oh, Teal'c.
Teal'c, yeah. With a little medallion thing.
The like gem thing in his head and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. That's true.
Yeah, these guys are pretty cool. I mean, I like because usually when you get like a box set like this, or at least it has been in the past. The Stormcast were kind of like the standard. They're cool, but they're they're standard
some
looking.
Liberators, here's some
But I love the dynamic poses and the look of all these guys. I mean,
these dudes are the coolest.
Look at that guy.
These are Annihilators, and I really hope their rules are up to par, that they're worth taking instead of the Evocators. Because right now, Evocators are the Paladin level guys you want to take.
Right.
They're a spellcaster, they throw out mortal wounds, but these guys just look so cool. I want them in my
my goodness, look at that.
Just
what was that?
These guys look like monsters. I love this head too.
Yeah.
I
look
would
at that
definitely
head.
use the head with the scarred up face and stuff.
Look at that hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so. Can you hear like
you
hear Stormcast Eternals and you're like, oh, another hammer shield guy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you look at these and you're like, oh.
You got that lightning effect with the comet in the middle, and then I think it must be only the main guy has the flat of the hammer actually has something on it, versus these guys who aren't the
Prime.
Yeah, they're flat. But if you look at the Prime model, he's got something. He's got like a rune or something there. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets some special rule to reflect what that rune does on his hammer.
Man.
Or maybe it's just cool to mark him out as the Prime, along with the line.
A line, the yellow with the lion breastplate, yeah. Man.
But yeah, these guys look like animals, and I can't wait to put them together. It's so cool.
Yeah, as much as I'm like, as many Stormcasts as I've painted, I'm actually like, no more Stormcasts, but I don't see these guys. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, oh, they're cool. And some spear guys.
And I love that everybody in the chat, because I totally agree. They're like, "Oh, cool! Stormcast get hoplites."
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
And the cool thing is, these guys are called Vindictors, I believe. Yeah, Vindictors. So they are. When I saw them initially, I thought, "Oh, we're getting a new kind of Liberator."
Yeah.
They are not. They are Vindictors, which means there's got to be something unique about them, other than the fact that they wear Thunderstrike armor and have a bigger shield and a spear.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling, are going to operate significantly different than a Liberator does. And I can't wait to see what that is, because they got that big, cool shield.
Yeah.
I really hope they have a mechanic where they they got to be touching, and they form a shield wall. And I don't know. There's so much they can do with it. And I love that they're doing that, like what they did with the Lumineth, where it's like, hey, you get this special ability if all your guys are touching.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a cool way to kind of like, there's only so many times you can go, oh, you get to reroll hits, or you get to reroll wounds, or you get to reroll ones, or you get to reroll saves or something. It's like, no, if you're touching, you get this benefit or something. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So I hope they.
I love the fact that they have, like, a lot of them, they're doing a lot more of the without helmets, and the helmets they do have are cool looking, like the integrated beards and that.
Like, this is a regular one, but the one you had back had like a little beard on it.
Yeah, like a beard on it. Oh, look at these.
Yeah, so some of them are kind of normal looking. This one's got a bigger crest. Yeah, so this is the first time that a battle line, see that guy's got the like kind of little beard there?
Yep.
This is the first time a battle line for Stormcast had a standard in it. So I'm curious to see what that does for them. That's unusual for Stormcast.
And I kind of like the mix of, of men and women both.
Yeah, that is cool too. Before, I think it was only Evocators and then characters who were female. Maybe some Sequitors, but I don't remember for sure. But I mean, first run through, Liberators didn't have any. A lot of the others did not. So yeah, it is cool. Yeah, I like that.
And that pretty much does it for the Stormcast.
Yeah, until we get to the what's going to come out after the menu box.
We'll stick with the box set first. All this is just in a box set.
Now this is Mike's time to talk about what.
Oh my goodness! Let's talk about the Cruel Boys. So this is the centerpiece model for the bad guys. The killer boss on, what's his beast called, Doug?
Great Gnashtooth.
Great Gnashtooth. Now,
that looks cool.
Normally I'm not a big mounted, guy. I don't like the mounted models, but this model looks amazing. One, the mount is crazy. and apparently it's pretty awesome in combat too.
Looks like Battle Cat.
Looks like Battle Cat.
Evil Battle Cat.
He's got the armor. This guy is he's just awesome looking. Kill boss, and I love the aesthetic of the shields, right? And I guess it's kind of like I guess what their version of what they think Mork looks like, I guess.
And it's all of the shields, they said, somewhat reflect the person who's holding them. So, for example, here, the shield, the mouth on the shield has a bit in it.
Yeah.
Because he's mounted. So, and they show later there's a guy with a patch on his eye, and his shield has
a patch on his eye. That's
so cool.
That is awesome. Like that little level of detail there. And I love the fact that they mention why these orcs look different. Is this is the followers of Mork as opposed to Gork. Gork's always the big brutish one. Is always like charging forward into combat. Mork's more the cunning one.
Right.
Yeah. And I like that distinction. This one, like I said, normally I'm like, oh, your usually mounted models aren't that great, but this one's pretty awesome, and I'm excited to see what they do with mounted combat in like the new.
He looks fantastic.
Rule
I
edition.
just hope that his rules match his stuff.
Yeah,
how cool
agree.
he looks and makes it worth taking something on a mount, because they are usually points intensive.
Yeah.
So, and often that isn't. And I do love all the spikes on these dudes.
Yeah.
That are more substantive than a lot of the spiky models. That you're like, oh, that's gonna break the first time I drop this model.
Right. Exactly.
A lot of them look a little more like, okay, yeah, there's some heft to it.
Yep. So, this is the shaman. This is the I guess potion brewer.
Swamp Kala Shaman.
Swamp Kala Shaman with pot grot.
With pot grot.
I'm like, he's got
a theme for this army. I love the grots.
The grots are amazing. This reminds me a lot of. It kind of harkens back like to the ogres, right? And they have their little noblars that are like kind of match with what their bosses are doing, right? And this army has that with the grots, right? So here's a guy. I love the model. I love the pose. He's pouring out and it's like turning into smoke or whatever. The fact that he has a gargant skull on his back, is pretty.
Yeah, and the little bowl is actually thematic, because part of the swamp caller part of him is he can call like mist to surround the guys and cover their movement or whatever,
nice.
Lore wise. Who knows how that will. Maybe that's his inbuilt spell is, -1 to shoot in a range around him or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of thematic towards him. Notice he's got a shield on too, even though he's not carrying a shield.
Oh, he does. He does. He's got that gut plate shield.
Yep.
Oh, that is pretty sweet. So even the shaman has.
Yeah, even the shaman has a shield, which is super cool. I love it.
That's a great theme. A great theme thematic wise. I love the staff he's carrying. Like this represents the hand of Mork, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You've got the fist of Gork and you've got the hand of Mork, so that's kind of cool.
And the pot grot, stirring the pot while he's in it. Just so much character with these models.
They've done such a great job with this range. There's the best grot ever.
Yeah, there was a stab grot.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Stab grot. Yeah. So here's a kill boss. Kill a boss, not on a steed. So either way you take him, he's cool looking, right? He's got the cool spikes. I love this one. He's standing on a Stormcast. He's got a stab grot, which is just awesome. He's got a cool shield, or he's got like the cool flail.
Yeah, yep. Notice his shield's got the little tassels, and so does his crotch piece and his shoulder pad.
Yep. Got the tassels.
He's got bigger teeth.
Yeah.
To show he's a boss. And the little grot shield also has one of his tassels, but then it's got the little like grinning face.
Yeah. That is awesome.
I actually think the boss part of this one looks cooler than the mounted one. I love the mount as a whole.
Yeah.
But the boss itself looks way cooler here than it does the mounted one.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I agree with you on that one. He's He's pretty cool, and I love uh, the shield. It's really cool. Speaking of cool models, here we have the was it the Belch banner? Was like Merc something?
The Merc knob with Belcha banner.
Belcher banner, and I love
Banner.
I love the banner. First off, right? It's pretty awesome. And then when they talk about the story behind it, where they hunt these lizard things that have like the foul, noxious breath, and they take the tongue out, and that's the actual tongue they got hung on the banner, which still smells and is still like noxious.
And like a mist. It has mist that flows out from it. So again, this might have an aura of hard to hit.
Yeah.
Again, he's got the shield on his chest. He's wearing a shield.
Yep.
Essentially.
And this orc here, you could totally tell this totally looks like a Lord of the Rings orc. Yeah. But it's cool. I love all the trophies, all the hanging off the banner. Yeah, such character. These things are awesome looking. But let's get into some of the troops.
Oh, go back to the banner real quick. There's one other thing we didn't. I don't know that this will play into the rules at all, but the image on the banner is what their interpretation of Kragnos, the living earthquake.
Oh, really?
So that's kind of their honoring him, Kragnos.
They have no idea what he looks like, but it's like, this is him.
Yeah, they're like, we think this is a good representation of. We had, heard he has big horns, so they put horns on the side there.
He's got big horns.
And then you've got Orcs underneath, and then Grots down at the bottom. The little disc on the bottom is Grots.
So they got the descending order. Nice. All right, let's see here. Let's get into the troops here. So what's nice about this is when you think of troops for orcs, you do not think of range. Shoot, of range guys. But here we have what do they call these? Get the names here.
Oh crap! I lost the name. List of names. The Man-Skewer Bolt Boys.
Man-Skewer Bolt Boys. And they were talking a little bit about some of the rules here, where they can move and shoot, but if they stand still, the wounds they cause are mortal wounds.
It's probably one of those like 6s to hit or mortal wounds or something like that. Versus if they move, they don't get that power. I doubt it's just if you wound, it's a mortal wound.
Right? Yeah, something like that.
But there's got to be some kind of.
They can cause mortal wounds.
It's a hit roll, not wound rolls. I hate it when it's the wound roll that causes mortal wounds.
Yeah, you're like, come on. Well, look at that.
But yeah, these guys look freaking cool. And again, they're all wearing a shield somewhere on them, and it's a different place on each of them.
That is awesome. I noticed some nasty-looking bolt throwers.
Yeah. And you got to presume these guys are probably pretty good in close combat with those big little stickers on the front there. It's pretty cool.
All right. So the standard guys, the Gut Rippers, are your standard Killer Boy troops. Let's take a look at those. Cruel Boys. Yeah. And let's take a look at those. So these are your spear and shield guys, but they're just cool looking.
I love the sawtooth blade on them.
Yeah.
That looks super sweet. I don't know if they all have it. Yeah, it looks like most of them do.
I know
that
hook.
one has like a front hook on it. Yes, they all look really cool. And then they all, again, this guy's leering, so his shield is leering. This guy's kind of making a weird contorted face, so is his shield.
Yeah. But his mouth matches. Yeah, see, that is amazing detail.
It's a cool little detail. There's the eye patch with an eye patch.
Yep. See.
Yeah. I love, the shields are very good. They did a great job. Very flavorful on them.
Yeah. Just love the look of these orcs. There's Orcs.
The one dude kind of looks slack-jawed, so the shield's mouth is open. Kind of.
Now, the next group, Doug is probably the most excited about because he is an old-school Chaos Dwarf player from back in the day. And now we have the return of the Hobgoblins, the Hobgrots.
Yeah, Hobgrots. Hobgrot Slitters.
Hobgrot Slitters. So,
and that's important because I believe they put that extra Hobgrot Slitters because they definitely implied there will be more Hobgrots to come, and not necessarily in this army.
Yeah, that's true. So the return of the hobgoblins to Warhammer is just awesome, right? And they hinted at Chaos Dwarves. They're not really outright saying it, but they
yeah, definitely
winked at that quite a bit, pointing out the how different the armor looks on these guys, and
they've got better armor, better weapons.
Yeah.
They're carrying grenades.
Yeah, they got grenades.
Look at their icons; are super different.
Yeah.
None of them have a shield anywhere in sight.
Yep, they are completely different.
These little square things, diamond-looking panels.
Yep.
I love that. I love that flavor of hinting at something maybe to come.
Yeah.
But giving these guys a cool skirmishing unit.
Yeah.
Because these guys are basically the skinks of Rule Boys.
They skirmish and they can throw grenades. I mean.
Yeah.
But that guy's even throwing. Ooh, wow! I didn't even see that guy with the
Yeah.
in-action pose
It's
throwing.
Woo! He's throwing it. Just looks great. I assume that's their leader who's got 2 weapons instead of a grenade.
Yep. Yeah, and they've got the long.
Although they have a couple more that are like that, so maybe they give you options to build it with or without the grenade. Because actually, no, the guy in the next picture with the blood dripping sword and the hook hand.
Yeah, he's the leader. Yeah, he's the leader. But he's got a grenade on his belt too.
And he's got a grenade on his belt, so
yeah.
Maybe there's multiple ways you can build the guys, because these guys got helmets on them too, and the others don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, there's lots
of options
to pick out here, and
there's gonna be 20 of them in that box. So
super intrigued at what these guys are gonna do.
Yeah, 10 different hobgrots. I love they got the long noses from the old hobgoblins.
I'm gonna have to do some searching on eBay after this comes out to see if anybody's selling just the hobgrots, because I'm just gonna, in anticipation, gonna collect up as many hobgrots as I can.
Yeah. All right. So some of the new. These are not in the box set.
Correct. These are probably going to come out 1 or 2 weeks after, I would assume, probably when the battle tomes come out.
Look at those.
Look at those Griffhounds.
Griffhounds are awesome.
Griffhounds didn't suck.
Yeah. True.
They are a super expensive unit that has no armor and are only good if you keep them close to a certain couple of characters.
Right.
So they're awful in the army. I would never use them.
Never take them on their own, but the characters that come with them, it's like
they just get them as a free add-on. You just keep them nearby, because they are pretty cool when they're within the bubble, and it's a small bubble, so you can't even have them ranging out. So
look at that guy. Look at that bow.
Man, they look cool. Yeah. So this is, I forgot note his name. He is a Knight Judicator with Griffhound. The interesting thing there is the Judicators they're archer guys.
Yeah.
So he's a Knight Judicator. He's a hero version of those guys with this giant bow that's bigger than he is.
It's like
and when you consider they're like 7 foot tall.
Yeah. It's like a bolt thrower.
9 foot tall. Yeah, it's like a bolt thrower. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do with that.
But the single coolest Stormcast model, I think.
It's funny because I'm kind of like, I can't see a place for these guys.
I love Chariots, and the fact that they have a chariot pulled by Griff Chargers, right? They're wingless Griffins for some reason in a new.
Well, and they apparently have their paws are different than the other Griff Chargers.
Oh, are they?
I guess that's what they seem to indicate. I didn't go pull out my Griff Charger to check, but. But anyways, yeah. So you do have the cool, Spartan-looking helmet there.
Yeah. So you got a bow and you got a hand weapon. I mean, this is I used to love Chariots back in old Warhammer fantasy. So it was one of my favorite things.
Get the cool Griff Charger attacks that can rend. They can have insane rend if they roll a 6 to hit, I think it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 6 to wound, I don't remember. Maybe it'll have impact hits. Could be cool, but
look at those
we'll
wheels.
See. Big old spiked wheels.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a cool looking model. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know that.
Let's wait and see the
Chariots
stats on it.
belong in the Stormcast. They don't fit with the vibe, so it's very weird. But we'll see. I'm open minded. I'll own the model one way or the other, just because it is a cool looking model.
Yeah. All right, and the Killer Boys are going to get some, or Cruel Boys are going to get some backup as well. Now they had the Man Skewer one. This is like the Beast Skewer one, right? This is like the heavy ballista version of the other, and it's got like four.
Yeah.
Notice it's getting pulled
Beast.
4 ways on this.
Yep, Beast Skewer, Killboy.
Beast Skewer, yep.
Killbow, sorry, not Killboy. And it kind of reminds you of the Savage Orcs they don't have a bow. They have a bunch of guys carrying a bolt running at a monster.
Yeah.
It's like a two-man team running at a monster. That's their...
I love the fact that this has got like 4 grots manning this thing. And like the orcs basically just aiming. But nice. But there's like 4 grots like, winding it up and yeah, it's awesome. And even this guy
that's cool.
He's got the gut plate.
Yep, yeah, he does.
So
that is cool.
Some little artillery there for
this
you guys.
Was your favorite bit here.
And this is my favorite of all of these. I would own this even if I didn't play this. And that is the break a boss on the Meyer Brute Troggoth. Yeah. So first off, I love trolls. And then, I mean, look at this thing. Look at that troll. The troll is just awesome looking on its own.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that it's got a gut plate.
Yep.
Is cool.
They both have shields on their guts.
Yep. And this guy, he's got his man catcher here, and he's riding a troll into combat, and that's just awesome. I mean,
but I love that it's attached to him, to his wrist, so that if he drops it, he can get it back.
Yeah,
because he's not on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
That's a good little attention to detail there.
Dual wielding clubs, pretty awesome.
Yeah, I can't imagine the kind of damage output this thing's going to do.
That's going to be awesome. I just look at the back brace to hold up the little.
He's got padding
for the dude.
He's got a pillow of padding
there. Yeah, there's attention to detail on these guys. It's just insane. They are knocking it out of the park with their model production for AOS. So good. Man. But all right, let's talk about some of the hints they gave us with Sigmar making an appearance himself.
Yeah.
And all right, well, first off, he said he had 8 things. The first one was
again
Nothing Burger, the best rule set ever.
Best rule set ever.
Tell us anything.
Yeah, okay.
But number 2 was heroes are going to be more heroic. They're going to have more to do.
More with command points.
Well,
using command
more
points.
Command points, more abilities to use.
And
so heroes are going to have a bigger impact on the battlefield.
And able to use command points in different way. I mean, at different times, right? Correct. So like on your opponent's turn, like reactionary commands and stuff like that.
Yep. And that was one of the other points they made. So we'll talk a little more about that in a minute. But they also monsters are going to do more. They're going to be more monstrous. And they said specifically on the charge. Yeah, so that
impact hits or...
Yeah. I'm hoping it's more than that.
Yeah.
But they also didn't just say, like, smashing and belling and they said, I forget what the other adjective they used. So maybe they have other things they can do, like they can have all monsters have a bellow ability or something that's like subtracts from, you can decide when you run into the enemy that you're gonna crash into them or you're gonna stop in front of them and bellow and then smash them,
or maybe they're so scary they make you attack last in combat or something like that.
Who knows? Yeah, they've got there's stuff that they're going to be able to do that's more monstrous and make monsters a bigger deal. Yeah. Whether those measure up, we'll have to wait and see. But they really kind of hit on this. There's going to be lots of abilities in lots of different points in time. So the second one, that was the third, fourth. Going second will get you more CP.
Yeah.
Whether it gets you any other abilities, who knows? And with the next thing, the sixth thing, which is, the fifth thing is you're going to have reactions.
Reactions,
You'll have
yeah.
reactive command abilities where when you're the passive player, quote unquote, you won't be the passive player anymore. You can react to people. Oh, I declare a charge. You're going to be able to use reactive abilities. People are shooting at you. You can use reactive abilities. Your enemy's moving. Maybe you'll have some units will have different reactive abilities they can do.
Yeah.
So they really emphasize there's going to be more CP and more things you can do.
Yeah, because it used to be people would actually go second just for the chance of the double turn in the middle of the game, which pretty much, called it for a lot of them. If you could get that double turn in the middle, right, between the second and the third round, that was pretty much the prime. You got everybody in place. You get a double turn at that point.
Right.
It's over for most armies at that point. But now going second, getting extra command points and having the ability to use those command points on your opponent's turn. That's going to be a game changer right there. I can't wait to see how that works.
I really hope, based on this, because more CP going second doesn't mean anything if you don't get those command abilities before your opponent goes, especially on turn one.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to go second on turn one if that bonus CP you don't get until your turn. So hopefully I'm hoping everybody gets their CP for the round at the beginning of the round.
At the beginning of the round, yeah.
That would be really great. Endless spells was the next one they talked about.
Oh yeah.
Now endless spells will move in every hero phase.
Yeah.
Now they didn't really indicate whether player 2 gets to move it in every hero phase, which would be another super powerful reason to go second.
Yeah.
You might have second might be like they put on their graphic the new first. Everybody's going, I got to go second because I have Geminids, and I'm going to throw them at you in your hero phase and in my hero phase. And that's be insanely good.
And as a Cities of Sigmar player, I'm excited about having endless spells. More actions there.
Yeah,
with them.
Yeah, because they have bound, or they have like tied to them endless spells depending on which city they're from.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Or which wizard they have casting it.
And they're all empowered.
Yeah, that's it. They're empowered, not they're tied to them.
Yep.
Oh, this could make Seraphon crazy good with their bound endless spells. Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right, the next one they came up with, which is the most, again, the last of the competitive ones, new Core Battalions. Mm-hmm. They did confirm will have abilities. They're not just a way to put everybody into one drop and to get you an extra artifact and command point. They will have abilities with them.
They've been upgrading some of the battalions in some of these latest books. A lot of the kind of weaker battalions in some of these armies, especially a lot of the goblin ones, have been upgraded to have some extra abilities in the supplements, kind of in anticipation of this new edition, right? And I think battalions in general are going to be better, and these core battalions, I think, are going to be a good way of building the armies.
Because right now, Stormcast have 1 million battalions, and only like 2 of them are good.
Right.
It's very frustrating. So I'm looking forward to these new core battalions and maybe just a whole different philosophy with making battalions. And the last one they talked about, which actually I'll come back to because I want to circle back around to monsters, because I wanted to point out one thing. I did the War Scroll review for Kragnos a couple days ago, and he is the first monster that I've really noticed. Maybe there were other ones here and there. He does not degrade until he's lost half his health.
Yeah,
and I hope that's what they do with monsters going forward.
Absolutely, I saw that on his chart, and I was like, man, that has got to be the way forward. That would
really need to do that.
Make monsters, far more valuable.
Yes,
because there's nothing worse than spending all that points on a monster and then having him degrade before he even sees combat.
Right. Yeah, because it takes them a while to get into combat, a turn or two, before they can actually hit anything, and then when they do, it's like, well, he's already half as effective as he was before.
Yeah.
Or, a third of it, 2/3 effective as he was before. But anyways.
Yeah.
The last one they did is we're getting a new Path to Glory. The rumor is it's going to be a lot like Crusade in 40K,
If
and
it's
if
like
it
that,
is, I'm in. I'm in, because
yeah,
the Path to Glory rules now are awful. They are totally unbalanced. You can't play some armies. You just can't play unless you just skip ahead,
yeah,
because like, oh, if you play this army, they get 3 or 4 units to start with. You play this one, they get 2, and they think they're way better than they actually are.
yeah.
Some of the elite armies just couldn't hang in the early stages of a Path to Glory.
But yeah,
Anyways,
I'm excited about a new campaign. So new campaign rules.
I am too. I love going to tournaments and playing competitive, but I think it'd be cool to be able to, with your friends at home, just play a campaign.
Yep.
And watch your guys get better and go, hey, there's a reason I bring these guys over and over, and I don't just flip up my army every time we play just to play with new models, because I want to see these guys get better and
Yeah.
have a story and stuff like that. It's cool. I think competitive is growing with it's not as big in Age of Sigmar as it is in 40K, but it's growing, and I think a lot of these rules are going to help. But I don't think you just don't pay attention to narrative because you like competitive.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. And I would even consider going to a tournament or a convention that had a narrative campaign as one of the things you could do there. Go, I'm going to skip out on the tournament this time, and I'm going to play that 5-round campaign they're doing, narrative campaign they're doing. That could be cool if the new rules are cool, though. But yeah, I'm super excited about this box set.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Doug and I can't wait to get our. It's always great when we have a box set where we both like a side, right?
Yes,
and we
correct.
could split a couple.
And it's funny because when you go back to us getting into second edition with the box set for that, I felt like I got short straw because I was like, all right, I'll play the Stormcast and go to Night Haunt. And then I stuck with the Stormcast, and you're like, Night Haunt's okay, but I'm gonna sell that and get Goblins.
Get Goblins,
whatever,
yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'll keep building. I still have yet to play my Lumineth. I've been building up a Seraphon, but with these things, I'm like, I'm gonna play Stormcast for a while when I, in tournaments.
Yeah.
One, because they are not Space Marines in the meta they are rarely the top of the meta in Age of Sigmar, and I like playing armies that aren't like, oh, this is the newest and best and it's gonna be the biggest thing and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, all right, Stormcast have been around forever. They're good, but never great. So
we'll see how they are with these new models are awesome. So yeah, for me, I've been dragging back and forth with. I'm like, okay, I just built giants, and then they're like, look at these new rules for Nurgle. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I want to play some Mannequin. They're like, oh, well, look at these new rules for Cities of Sigmar. I'm like, oh, I gotta play my Cities of Sigmar army. And now they're like, hey, check out these new rules for Goblins. I'm like, oh, Goblins.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been rough on me.
The agony of having 4 or 5 armies.
Yeah, exactly. And like having them all updated, in a year.
Yeah.
But all right, man, this was. I'm excited about this. So.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right.
We will have more content to come as inevitably we are going to get rules sneak previews, and we'll get like an actual launch date, and when we actually get the box in our hands, we will be putting out more videos about all of that. I'm sure I will do ones focusing on the new Stormcast once they're in my hand.
Yeah.
Mike will do some on the Cruel Boys when he's got them in hand. So you got lots more Age of Sigmar content coming your way from us.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.